The Intellivision lives on. At Portland Retro Gaming Expo in 2018, the new Intellivision console was officially announced. The Intellivision Amico. Backed by industry veteran Tommy Tallarico, the new Intellivision set its sights on targeting casual gamers by making a console that targets the family and making games fun, easy to play, and bringing you back to that feeling of couch co-op with your friends and family. Remember when your grandma played Wii Bowling for the first time and the family played games together that one month when the Wii was just the most incredible thing ever? That's the aim of the new Intellivision. Can the Intellivision hit the mark and sustain the audience long term where Nintendo failed? Well, that's to be determined. My first gaming console ever was actually Intellivision. I still remember playing River Raid with my mom and Minotaur with my dad. When I was a kid, the roar of those monsters gave me nightmares. It's funny looking back now how simplistic things were, but it still left a lasting impression, and I still own those cartridges to this day. The Intellivision Amico will mostly feature 2D and 2.5D games. 3D games are allowed, but it's required that they be easy to play and easy to learn. That's an interesting rule set out by Intellivision, but most likely stems from the idea that it's just easier to play 2D games. A similar thought pattern that Nintendo has held for the longest time. They believe controlling a character in 3 dimensions, specifically the camera, can be very disorienting. Nintendo still holds this value to this day to some degree, and that's why you see games like New Mario Wii U. Every game released on the Amico must have features exclusive to the console. This does open the door for third parties to port games to the Amico, but the requirement of exclusive features may deter some developers in a similar vein to the Wii U, where the gamepad was a required feature to be used in every game, usually to the detriment of the game itself, and the combination of this along with the lack of power in the console led to many third-party developers simply straying away from the Wii U. There is also a requirement that games be rated E for everyone or E10+ by the ESRB, a requirement I personally can't get on board with. I know Tommy's goal is to make this console for the family, but allowing all age ranges, including mature games, just makes more sense to me. Why are big companies trying to limit what I can and cannot play? If you are worried about kids getting access to violent or mature games, just put them behind a password lock system or support profiles locking out certain titles. I don't need Big Brother telling me what I can and cannot play. The new Intellivision will run on a modified Android OS in a similar vein to the Nintendo Switch. The Amico will come equipped with an 8-core 1.8 GHz CPU, 2 GB of RAM, and 16 GB of flash memory, along with supporting external storage via USB drives and SD cards. Speaking of SD cards, they will also be used for the release of physical games. I think it goes without saying that the Amico will have some sort of online store since it supports online downloadable games as well. The controllers are designed to be a cross between the original Intellivision controller and a smartphone. It's equipped with a click wheel at the bottom, along with the touchscreen where the original had a physical number pad. It also comes with motion controls, rumble feedback, and speakers built into the controller. The gamepads will connect to the system via Bluetooth, and it's been mentioned that controllers can link up to your phone. For what purpose is unknown at this time, but it might be interesting if you're able to take some mini version of the games with you on the go, maybe some sort of GPS-based gameplay, or use your mobile phones for additional players when you don't have enough physical controllers. Currently, there is an app for the Android OS called Amico Club, where you can get news and previews for the upcoming console, so perhaps that will tie in some way in the future as well. RFID scanning is also supported, but for what purpose is unknown at this time, though it's pretty easy to speculate you will see some sort of toy line similar to the Amiibos, or maybe just code redemptions for DLC. There will also be built-in LED ambient lighting that can change patterns and colors in response to gameplay. Why you would want this, I'm not quite sure, but I imagine the most useful feature would be when you rest controllers on the console and they charge wirelessly, the LEDs can indicate the charging status of the controllers. And of course, the Amico will come with standard items like USB ports and Wi-Fi support, as at this point it's just expected for a modern console. As mentioned earlier, games are aiming to mostly be family friendly and easy to play regardless of skill levels. Some games you can look forward to on the Amico include a new version of Earthworm Jim, Astro Smash, Asteroids, Burger Time, Night Stalker, Frog Bog, Horse Racing, Tron Deadly Disc, and more. A lot of these games were very simple when they debuted on the Intellivision back in the 80s, however we can expect them to be more complex or at the bare minimum have the visual stylings of a modern cell phone game. On announcement of the console, the price range was set between $149 and $179 US. However, now the fandom is speculating that the price will come in around $230 US, but please keep in mind that this is only speculation as there is no confirmed price at this time. It's been said that the console will be sold in brick and mortar shops and stores that usually wouldn't feature game consoles. By this, I'm assuming they mean toy stores. Finally, let's get into a little bit of critical thinking here. In the latest trailer for the Amico, Tommy explains how the console's goals are to use tech to bring the family back together. That's a great goal, I think we can all agree, but I'm not sure exactly how this console will do it any differently than playing games locally on your Switch or PlayStation. He also mentions games and controls are too complex nowadays. I would argue that's really not true. Most games have been aiming in recent years to make interfaces cleaner and easier to understand than ever before, and controls simpler and more intuitive than ever in the past. There's people whose jobs it is to simply make sure that is the case. Most games come with so many tutorials it might just drive you nuts. Are they hard for your grandmother's generation to pick up? Yes, that's probably true because their exposure to gaming may be limited to Wii Bowling and Pac-Man. Tommy also talks about how games are all designed for hardcore gamers now. The reason most console games are designed for hardcore gamers in mind over the casual gamer is that the hardcore gamers stick around. They buy sequels, become loyal to franchises and console families. Casual gamers might play things once in a while and tire of the system, similar to what happened with the Wii. The Wii was designed to target the casual gamer first and foremost, and while you can't argue it was successful, you can certainly say it was smothered with shovelware to the point actual hardcore gamers felt left out, or as if Nintendo totally abandoned their hardcore fan base. Finally, he states people used to play games with family and friends all in a room together, and that this console is all about putting people back together in the same room to play together just like the old days. Again, a noble goal, and one that I've heard many times before by many different companies. However, if you really examine why game nights are not so much a thing anymore, it's because as time has marched forward since the advent of the Intellivision, people's schedules are much busier. What a kid today can do in gaming in their free time is much more broad than what they could do 30 years ago, simply because of the advent of the internet. The internet has really changed everything when it comes to game nights and how you can game. Now you can game with who you want, when you want, where you want, without the need of everyone being in a single location. And while I'm sure many do miss game nights, myself included, it would be foolish to think that what worked 30 years ago is going to work again today. I'm sure the team over at Intellivision is aware of this, and I'm sure the console will support some sort of online play, though I haven't seen it mentioned when I was researching for this video. The only thing mentioned was leaderboards. In closing, should you forget about the PS5 and Xbox Series X this holiday season and buy an Intellivision Amico? Maybe. That depends if you are looking for a cheap, affordable console for couch co-op gaming. You just may want to hold out a little longer on the next generation of consoles. The first year of new generation of game consoles usually has the most hardware issues out of the gate, the smallest game library, and the most expensive buy-in. We certainly wish the new Intellivision good luck in its attempt to gain market share. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kenny G here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe consider smashing that subscribe button, as it would make a huge difference to us as we try to march towards 1,000 subscribers. Currently, we're at about 730, I believe. But yeah, please consider smashing subscribe. Maybe hit like if you really enjoyed the content. Smash thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it for some reason. I think I was pretty fair in this video though. Most of all, what's most important is leaving us some feedback. Leave us a comment, let us know what did you enjoy, what did you not enjoy, and how do you feel about the Intellivision Amico at this point? Do you think it's gonna be a contender in the console race? Is it contending with the Switch? Is it, you know, right in there with all four consoles, you know, including itself? Or is it just dead on arrival? I don't know. You let us know. And please give us some feedback on what you think of our scripted content, because this is a little different than what we usually do on the channel, which is free-flowing and just sharing our opinions on things. This is more of a scripted video, and I would love to hear back from you and hear how you felt about what I've done with this video. So without further ado, that's the end of the video. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Hey guys, this is Lydia. If you like what you see, hit that like button, as it helps our channel gain exposure. Also consider smashing subscribe. If you like our content, it would really mean a lot and helps our channel grow. If you want to interact with us, leave a comment down below. or follow us on Twitch at super_dorkalicious. We'll see you next time.